Hello and welcome to the first race after some technical difficulties. The Racing Champions taking place on Gran Turismo Virtual Racing Club. So here we have the first race between Tam and between Bryan even. So let's see how we get going. So off the start, Tam's leading away at the start. This is a 2-lap race, so let's see how things go. Going down into the first corner. The Portuguese driver trying to take a long way around the hairpin, but that is a long way, but he seems to have done it. He seems to have got back on the inside. This is looking good. He's now up into the lead. Change camera. Let's have a look, see how Tam's doing. Let's see if we can sort this out. Right, hey, technical difficulties as per usual, so let's have a look how it's going. Going into the, out of the stadium section, you see it's very close race. There's only 0.6 of a second in this. Bear in mind, whatever the gap is at the end of this race, that will carry over to the next race. So you can finish right behind your opponent, but in the next race, if you trounce them, then that's the win to you. Tam's closing up, coming out of the Sachs curve. I believe it's the Sachs curves, correct me if I'm wrong. Going up into the Schumacher S, trying to stretch the legs, a little bit wide by the Portuguese driver. I never know why these replay controls never work properly for me. So going out onto the back straight, onto near the end of the first lap. Portuguese driver here is now starting. This is Miguel, by the way, now starting to stretch the gap, but we do have Tam catching up under braking chicane. Gap is now up to about 0.8 of a second, so the pressure's going to be on for the second lap. Let's check back in with Tam. So Tam is trying to stay in the slipstream. He's got a good exit going onto the final lap here. Gap's down to 0.6 of a second. We've got Miguel going slightly defensive. You never know going down into this hairpin. It could be quite a tricky corner. But he's hitting a nice apex there. And Tam pretty much in his tyre tracks. It's getting close. Going into the stadium section, we're now down to only a small gap. There's only 1 or 2 car lengths in this. It's literally tossing and turning. Tam taking a tight line there, but getting still a decent exit. Chasing down. Now we're opening out into the more flowing section. Let's see how they do going through here. This is only just normally a dab of brakes and then throw it in. And he's holding up to this pressure well, Miguel. Out there, doesn't run too wide. There's both really clean racing from both drivers here. I think this second race is going to become quite a nail biter. Down into the bottom hairpin. Tam trying everything he can to closing on that gap, and it's actually closed right in on his bumper. Now it's a drag race up the hill. 0.2 of a second splits 2 drivers going through the fast chicane at the very top of the hill. This is very close. Miguel started to pull out a little bit of a gap. Maybe he's had a better line for that top chicane. Only a few corners left in this race. So now we're at the top of the hill. We're going to start descending back down, and this is all about corner exit. Who can get the better corner exit? If we have a look on board with Miguel, doing a good job down here. It's actually extended it to 0.8 of a second. Is there anything Tam can do? It's now down to a second behind almost. Going into the final chicane, we need a hoorah moment from Tam if he's going to close up any kind of space here. At the chicane, and we're up to just under a second. You can see that they're pretty close together, so this is going to be an interesting second race of the day. At the final corner, and this is all about this gap. Let's see what this gap is. Dive for the line, and let's have a look. So a total gap of 0.835 of a second. So that is a victory to Miguel in the first race. He will now lead off in the second race. So let's see if he can win the second. So let's go on board. So here we're on board with Tam, who now has to win this race. This is a must-win race for Tam here. So let's see how we get going. So let's, stick all that on. Okay, so even start by both drivers. I'll remind you, Tam needs a win by 0.835 of a second or more. So, going deep into there. Miguel's a little bit deep into the first corner, but he does have the inside for the second part of this corner. Oh, this is getting tight. He's just taking the inside, running right out to the outside. Tam is trying to follow through, again applying the pressure. He needs to get a nice tight line here, and then get on the power good on the exit here. So this is quite a crucial corner. You can run wide here, but this is going to be crucial. This is what he couldn't do in the first race. He needs to catch Miguel. He needs to pass Miguel. That's a tall order. What can he do? Oh, he's having a look. It's not quite on there. He might compromise his exit here. Yeah, he's losing a little bit of time coming down to the chicane. I think what he needs to do is line him up and get a good pass. So if you can get a pass, he only needs 0.8 of a second to win this tie. This is a tight toe. Oh, very deep in there, but can he cut it back into a better exit? Okay, he's struggling a little bit, so let's jump out to the TV cameras. So it goes through. Miguel leading by almost 7/10 of a second to Tam, who's now in second, but he's catching up that hill there. He's got it all to do. This is what's great about our racing champions. It's all about, can somebody come back? We can see he's trying hard. Look at that, he's running all the way wide, but that's just losing him time. He needs to keep that aggression under control. He's now down to 1.5 seconds behind. He's almost a lap out of it. So, A, can he catch him? B, can he even pass him? That's the next challenge. He's got to try hard, and well, Miguel's just got to keep it on the island, doesn't he? So let's see how he's going. So he's catching up a little bit of time there. Let's look back from Miguel's car. It's nice and smooth. Yeah, nice smooth, getting the power down, and he's holding that gap. So these two seem very evenly matched all the way down the start-finish line. He doesn't really need to go defensive, does he? It seems like he's just going a little bit defensive. And well, we pop up back to Tam. Has Tam's morale been broken? Has he broken that morale? Tam, he's catching, but it's only slight. He needs to start pulling in. We need to start seeing that time coming down by 10ths of a second, by sectors here, or otherwise this is game over. Coming out of the stadium section, it's now down to 1.5 seconds. We need to see more reserves. Dig in deep there, Tam. See if you can get up onto the back of this Audi TT. Go through this fast corner. It looks like it's definitely closing in. This seems to be the section that Tam seems to do well. This section and going back up the hill, and then the rest of the track seems to be quite a even affair. Miguel's nice wide line in there, trying to focus on the exit. A little bit deep there from Tam. Has that cost him? It's costing him time going up this hill. He's already lost 0.2 of a second going up this hill. It's running out of time. He's running out of track. He's running out of possibilities to try and get on times here. We switch round. Let's see how Miguel's doing. Still nice and smooth, taking it easy. Smooth inputs on the accelerator and the steering. It's still 1.5 seconds ahead. We switch back to Tam. That gap's not getting any smaller, I'm afraid. That gap is not getting any smaller. He needs I don't know how he's going to do it. Unless Miguel decides to throw it off into the bushes. You never know, but it doesn't look like he's been rock solid so far. Coming up into the final corner, the gap is still 1.5 seconds. I feel for you, Tam, but I feel this is not going to be enough. And we'll have a look. Miguel's going to take a deserved victory here. That's 2 victories and wins by over 2 seconds over the 2 races. Well done to Miguel. That's been a great race. Very consistent, very well done. There we go. Great victory for you guys. well done. I'm glad with that result. I think well done from both drivers. Some nice clean racing, no contact, very good race.